Donaldson here, and back for another edition with my lovely wife,
Holly Donaldson. Hello.
and we are here to talk to you again about money and love and relationships and how those three very powerful dynamics interact with each other.
Right.
And today you're going to talk about one of my subjects,
Okay.
because you're going to talk about the unconscious,
Right.
that's usually one of my subjects.
Right. Yeah.
So this is where you're really getting into the psychology of money. So what are we exactly going to talk about in the unconscious? Because boy, that's a big, huge
It's
ocean.
a big, huge deal. Specifically, what happens in my experience with money is there are some unconscious messages that happen that we develop as we're growing up. You can probably attest to how that happens. But when I meet with adults, I find that they are relying on these beliefs, these messages from their childhood to make current day money decisions. And those beliefs and values don't always serve them in the best way, and it can also get in the way of a relationship.
So some of these, it sounds like you're saying, are outdated.
Yeah.
And you're saying they're unconscious. So sounds like people aren't even aware that they're there. So it's like they're under the underdriver.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is that they're unaware of them.
Gotcha. Okay, but they're still driving some of their financial decisions.
Definitely driving their decisions. They're not aware of it. And furthermore, they're so unaware of it, they kind of believe everybody else must think the same thing.
Because they don't talk about it.
Because they don't talk about it, right? They don't realize that it doesn't always work that way.
So what are a couple of those unconscious, what do we call them, money messages?
Yeah, let's call them unconscious money messages.
Or money beliefs?
Yeah, I brought a few
You
here.
just happen to have some props.
I just
Wow.
happen to have some props.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to hold them up so you can
I'm
read
going to
them
hold
too.
it up so everybody can read them. So
This'll
let's
be-
just take this one here. Just because everyone else has something doesn't mean you have to.
I think I heard that several times. It just rang a bell.
Yeah, me too. That was one of the messages I definitely grew up with. And I know I'm dating myself, but like everyone had Jordache jeans
Yeah.
except me.
Hey,
Felt like-
I'm going to date myself even more. Everybody had Levi's,
Wow.
and I didn't.
Wow.
And so, now, let's just take that one for a moment, Holly, and what's the impact that could have on somebody in their adult relationship and financial making decisions?
So, what I have read about and found is that with these messages, we tend to either assimilate them or rebel against them. So, someone who assimilates this message just because everyone else has it doesn't mean you have to, might assume that they don't deserve brand names, they don't deserve the best, and neither does their partner, that there's no need. Or they might rebel and say, you know what, when I grow up, I'm buying the
Yep.
best of everything. I'm getting the brand, I'm getting what everybody else has.
So you have the money bingers, they go on spending binges, or the money anorectics where they don't have any. So it sounds like, and this is a very common dynamic, those are the extremes, right? So the message certainly has some truth to it, but how do you bring it into the middle, right? It's
Right.
sort of a more balanced place.
Right. How do you compromise and work it out, especially if you've got one partner who's one way and another partner who's the other way? Or I commonly see maybe somebody has a feeling about having the best brand tools in their garage,
That'd be me.
and somebody else is like, well, that's not important. You know, this brand, this generic will do just fine for your
Right,
garage
right,
tools,
right.
but I need the best tools in my kitchen.
Right, yes.
I don't need just anything in the kitchen.
So what's the antidote to this? You know, what's a couple that begins to explore and they begin to realize, gee, maybe I've been carrying around some of these unconscious money messages. What can they do if they start discovering those things? What's your recommendation?
Well, I'm not the psychotherapist, but talking about it is a really good start.
It's funny how we keep going back to that.
I know. Gee, isn't it funny how you think your garage tools are so important, and I think my
Right.
kitchen tools are so important, and I really would like to try and resolve this.
Yeah, and so sometimes we may have to take a deeper look at things, and talk about, oh, gee, these were some of the messages I got, and it's in the psychotherapy world we refer to this as the belief system, and typically that's unconscious, it's buried until somebody starts digging around. So people may dig around and discover these, and then the key is like, well, just modify them, don't throw them out, just tweak them. But the real key is the awareness and being able to talk about them.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I think that's plenty to allow our listeners and viewers to chew on for the next week or so.
Absolutely. We'd like to hear from you. What are some examples of unconscious money messages you might have become aware of? Did you work through it? Did you talk about it? How did it affect your relationship? If you're willing to share, let us know.
Okay. And we'll see you next time. And Holly, our technical director, she's going to go over there and press that magic button one more time.
Press the magic button.
Press the magic button.
Bye.
She loves pressing buttons, by the way.